Now let's talk about a different sort of civil war, a political civil war. It has broken out in South Africa. It features former President Jacob Zuma. He was at a political event on Saturday. That's where he fired the first salvo. The target was this man, Cyril Ramaphosa, the current president of South Africa, Zuma's successor and foe. Jacob Zuma said, and I quote, "It would be a betrayal to campaign for Ramaphosa's party." That's ANC, or the African National Congress, also the party of Nelson Mandela. ANC first came to power in 1994 after South Africa won freedom from the apartheid rule. And the same party has won every election since. Every election since 1994, the ANC has come out on top. Jacob Zuma was also an ANC leader. He belongs to the same party. So is Ramaphosa. But now Zuma is rebelling. He says he will vote for a different party.
2024, I will vote for the Mkonto Wesizwe MK party. I call on all South Africans to join me in taking the important step and to vote for the MK party.
Zuma is 81 years old, a politician who rose during South Africa's struggle against apartheid. As a young man, he spent a decade in jail in the infamous Robben Island. He fought along with Nelson Mandela and other freedom fighters. So why is Zuma abandoning his party now? The party he fought so hard for? Well, as cliched as it sounds, Zuma says it is to save the ANC from itself.
I will be a member of the ANC until I die. But if the ANC goes out of the way, I will take time to correct it. And this is to rescue the ANC, what I'm doing.
Is that the only reason, though? Or is Zuma trying to pile pressure on the ANC to extract revenge from President Ramaphosa? You see, the two men share a long history. The story goes back to 1991. That's when Ramaphosa and Zuma first went head-to-head. Both stood for the post of ANC Secretary General. Ramaphosa won, and Zuma had to settle for the post of Deputy Secretary General. This was in 1991. And since then, Zuma took the lead politically. He rose through the ranks. In 2009, he also became president of South Africa. Zuma ruled the country for almost 9 years. In 2018, he was forced to step down. There were allegations of corruption. So his rival within the party, Ramaphosa, took over. Now, Zuma is under legal scrutiny, although he's no stranger to controversy. He's been linked to corruption scandals for years, including the country's most famous or infamous scandal, the 1999 South African arms deal. Jacob Zuma is said to have benefited from it, with inflated prices and opaque procurements. You know, the typical defense scandal. He was embroiled in one. Zuma has been indicted in this case multiple times, but the proceedings have been dropped or delayed for various reasons. Technically, he's still being questioned. So 24 years after the arms deal, he's not been convicted. He says the case is politically motivated and that these are ploys by his enemies like Ramaphosa to keep him out of politics. But the arms deal is not the only stain on Zuma's record. There are also his infamous ties with the Gupta brothers.
There were lots of things that struck me, but one of the things that concerned me very much was how the former president of the Republic, Mr. Jacob Zuma, was prepared to do certain things, wrong things, at the instance of or for the Guptas.
He's talking about the Gupta family of industrialists. They went to South Africa in 1993 and they were always close to Jacob Zuma, so much so that they're accused of undue influence in South Africa. Critics say the Guptas effectively captured the state, and this is what precipitated Zuma's downfall. Now, he says he will not support his party. Ramaphosa has a tough election ahead. The opposition parties have forged a coalition, so the ANC may actually have a fight on its hands this time. But is Jacob Zuma in a position to influence voters? Apparently he is. The former president is still popular. He can still influence a sizable number of votes, maybe even enough to tip the election away from the ANC. The question is, can Ramaphosa prevent that? Or will Zuma have the last laugh? The election is still a few months away, and it promises to be an interesting one.